Hey guys, it's Jake here with eTrailer. Today we have a 2020 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 and we're going to be installing the Putco Window Air Deflectors on the front and rears. And compared to a lot of other styles, the Putcos are going to have a little bit more contours to them compared to just the more bubbly style. I think they're going to look really good on this truck. These wind guards are going to allow you to roll down your window about 1.5 inches to 2 inches when it's raining and still get some fresh air. They're going to be made out of a polycarbonate material that is claimed to be virtually unbreakable, so when you're driving down the road, any rocks or anything like that's coming off the road in colder temperatures, hotter climates, they're going to resist dents, stings, cracks, and definitely resist breaking, so you may not have to get a pair for a long time. They are going to have a nice dark tint to them too, so like on our back windows, if you were to roll the window down 2 inches, you don't have the sun shining in, you're still protected with that darker tint. Now as far as the insulation goes, it's going to be a no drill or no cutting insulation. The wind deflector, each one of them are going to have a sticky backing that's going to stick to the inside of your windowsill. But more importantly, each one of them are going to come with 2 spacers. For the fronts, they'll go at the top and the bottom, and at the backs, they'll go both of them at the top. This is to help you to be able to close your windows if you have the automatic safety feature that will stop it if there's anything getting in the way. Now that we've gone over some of those details, let's go ahead and show you how to get them in place. To begin our installation, you need to roll down your window. We are starting with the passenger front. The driver's side front is going to be the exact same. Just make sure that you're grabbing the correct air wind deflector. We'll start by peeling off the adhesive backing. You can test fit these to double check, make sure that you do have the right kit for your vehicle. We did our test fit on the driver's side, so we know it's the right kit. But we'll get this peeled off. And then in order to get it in place, we tried putting it in this way first. You would think that you'd have to put this way in first, but it's actually a little bit easier if you go up to the rear of the vehicle first at the top of the window, and then take this little piece and kind of bend it and put it inside the track. Now if your vehicle is older, this vehicle is pretty new when we're installing these. If it's older, you might want to take an alcohol wipe or something and run it up inside there. But we've got it stuck. We want to put a little bit of pressure along the top to try to get it to stick on the inside of that where the window seats. Your kit is going to come with plastic spacers if your windows have the sensors in them for the safety sensors. The smaller size spacers, which are these, are going to go on the rear windows, and the taller ones are going to go on the fronts. To get those in place, all you have to do is take the spacer. One's going to go up here at the top and one will go down here at the bottom. And it's essentially just giving it a little bit more space for the window to be able to travel so that it doesn't set off the sensor. So we'll take it, put it in the sill, push it there. This is also going to help to keep your wind deflector in place if the adhesive were to ever fail. We'll push it in. You just want to make sure it's seated all the way against the back wall of the sill. For the rear one on the top, I just pushed it in halfway. And I pushed it back all the way against the back, and then took my trim panel tool here, you find the end, and then push it up into place. And then double check to make sure it's seated all the way back in there. Now we can check to make sure our window closes. Now you will want to leave your windows closed for 24 hours in order for this to properly adhere to the rubber portion on the top of your windowsill. I do recommend parking in the sun if you're in a colder climate. Here it's about 50 degrees, so we're going to back this truck into the sun and let that adhesive heat up a little bit, but you definitely want to leave it for 24 hours. So let's go over to the driver's side, because that's the window that has the automatic assist or the safety feature, and see if our window closes over there. So we've got our spacers in place. We can close this automatic window and see that it goes all the way up inside. The problem that our neighbor here was having before is that the spacers were not in there, and he was trying to put up his windows, and they would click and come back down every time he had to put his window up. So what we did is, after we put the spacers in, we tested it again. He ended up just pulling them out because it was frustrating him. So after the spacers are in, it solved all the problems and we're good to go. Your rear deflectors are going to install very similar to the fronts. You'll peel that backing off, slide it up into place. These are typically easier to put in place than the fronts because you don't have that weird angle. But we'll take those smaller spacers and do the same as the front, except both of these are going to go at the top. So we'll take it, slide it in place, make sure it's seated all the way, and then slide it up. And the same for the other side. And we'll test out our window. Perfect. Hopefully this helped you decide whether or not the Putco Window Air Deflectors is going to be the right kit for your 2020 Chevrolet Silverado 1500.